All right, so I'm going to make a cauliflower saute, and this is really easy. We're going to do a waterless cooking on some cauliflower. And what I usually do, this is kind of a small headed cauliflower. I've just cut it into some little wedges, and I really like using the core on the cauliflower because there's natural enzymes that help break down and digest the cauliflower. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use cone number 3, and cone number 3, it says FF number 3. That's how you know you have the right cone. FF stands for the French fryer, so it makes little French fries on potatoes. But this is a great one with cauliflower. And you could cut it by hand if you want the little bigger bits or bites. But I want to do kind of a fine cut on the cauliflower. And why I like it like this, it comes out more like a sauteed cauliflower salad. And this is nice too if you've ever tried to get your kids to eat potatoes, mashed potatoes. Kids love mashed potatoes, and so it's easy to get your kids to eat mashed potatoes. What I'll do is I'll make a mashed cauliflower. Now with waterless cooking, the principles are really, you wash the vegetables, and just the amount of moisture that's in the pan is enough to cook the vegetable. Since I've already washed this, and I'm just going to add a wee bit of water, a couple teaspoons of water on top of the cauliflower. And now what I'm going to do is cook this. And I'm going to put the lid on. And remember, we want to do medium click low. So it's going to start out at medium temperature, the vapor valve will click, and then we'll drop the temperature to low. It'll create the vacuum and cook really fast. So really, this whole pan should really only take about 7 minutes cooking time. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so I've started this on medium temperature, and I just want to bring up a great tip for waterless cooking with our cooking system is you want to create a water seal, because sometimes people will be cooking and they'll say, Isis, the vapor valve never clicked and my vegetables burnt. So you really want to ensure that you have that seal. Now it's naturally going to happen when the vegetables are cooking because the condensation is going to come up, hit the lid, and create the seal. So sometimes what I'll do, which is a great tip for you, is just to make the seal beforehand. So the way we're going to do that is I'm just going to sprinkle on a couple teaspoons, not even that, 1 teaspoon of water, and I'm just going to spin the lid, and that's just going to create that seal. All right, so while this is cooking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on some almonds to add to our cauliflower saute. Okay. Okay, so cone number 1, and remember cone number 1, it'll say 1SH, which is the shredder. It's the finest cut. Number 1's the smallest, number 5's the largest. And a little tip again for using your machine, you hold it, you pull the handle towards you and it locks. To take it off, you hold it and you push it away from you and it unlocks. Okay, so I'm going to put some almonds in the back. And this is going to be kind of a fine cut on the almonds. And so I'm getting a fine grate, and a few pieces are popping through, which is fine. All right. Let's see, there's different size pieces here. All right, almonds everywhere. Okay, so perfect consistency. I've got some big pieces and some small amounts, which is fine because it really gives a nice texture to the cauliflower. I've got here, this is really only about 2 tablespoons of Kalamata olives, and I just roughly chopped them, and I'm going to mix those in with the almonds. Now the waterless cauliflower, it's going to have a lot of great flavor because we're doing waterless cooking. But this is just kind of a nice enhancement on top of cauliflower. It gets a lot of people who don't enjoy vegetables to really start loving it because we've added a little almonds, a little crunch. I'm also for my saute part is I'm going to add a little bit of mustard. And I'm using a Dijon mustard. I'm going to do roughly probably a teaspoon and a half of mustard. Now you could use lemon. I've got some apple cider vinegar. This is a raw. This one's, I'm going to add about 3 teaspoons, maybe a little bit more. And so I'm going to add just a little bit of oil just to lightly coat everything. So I'm using, I've got a walnut oil here. You could use sesame oil. You could use grapeseed oil. You could use a lot of different things. Okay, so I'm going to mix this up. So I've got the mustard, a little bit of oil. The flavor from the olives really brings a lot of salt to it, so you don't necessarily have to add salt to the cauliflower. And I've got some cayenne pepper. Just going to add, depending on how spicy you like it, I'm going to add maybe a couple, not even a half teaspoon, but you could add more if you like it spicy. All right, now comes the easy part, and I'm just going to toss this with our cooked cauliflower. Okay, so the cauliflower is ready to roll. It's all nice and tender, cooked with a little bit of bite. And our topping is ready to go. This is really the saute type of part. I've got the mustard and the oil, cayenne, and the olives. And so what I'm going to do is look at my beautiful cauliflower here. And I'm just going to mix these together. You get a nice crunch, you get the olives, you get that tang from the mustard and the vinegar. And this is a great side dish. You could do this with any of your proteins. I love just serving this by itself. And sometimes I'll do some quinoa on the side, which is a great protein, having all your amino acids. And then you've got this nice vegetable dish that's unique too because of the crunch of the almonds and the flavor in the olives. And the tang of the mustard too, so it's got a nice little acidity. All right. Okay, this looks perfect. And I can go ahead and get that ready to serve. And I'll put on my handles here, and we're ready to serve.